Hi students, welcome back to my next video session, class 9 on the same topic, numerical sums, on the topics Coulomb's law and principle of superposition. Dear students, I showed you in the previous video, video 8, how to apply Coulomb's law along with principle of superposition to arrive at answer for resultant force, magnitude and direction. For that we used last year's two relations. One, the resultant of two forces acting at a point, that is r equals to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. We will be using this in today's class also. We learned this last year vectors chapter. And the angle between two forces is theta, then the angle between resultant and one of the forces, tan inverse q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta, p plus q cos theta, right? Whenever you use these two relations, you have to think like this. There will be two forces acting at a point. Vectors means two persons kicking football in two different directions. One applies a force P denoted by vector P. The other one applies force this way, that is vector Q. How do you find resultant of these two? What is the meaning of resultant? When P and 2Q act together on the football, which way the football moves? For that, you have to construct a parallelogram. It is a four-sided object. Draw parallel sides to the respective vectors and the diagonal represents their resultant. The angle between the two is theta and this is resultant r, whose value is given by this formula. And what is alpha? Alpha is the angle between r and p. You proved these two relations last year, students. What I am telling you, I am telling you an important thing that you have to remember when it comes to problem solving in physics. Always remember, in physics problem solving, previous standards, when you are in 12th standard till 11th standards, physics and mathematics will be quite oftenly used. One such examples, this one. Physics problems always includes mathematics. We are all familiar with. That's why remember, you should not forget whatever you learn in these 2 years, including high school subjects, science and mathematics. Then only you can expect very good performance in your state board, NEET, CET and IIT as well. That's it. Students, you need not join for reputed coaching centers to get trained for those examinations. The simple thing that you need to do is remember whatever you learn. Take it from me, very serious point. If you remember whatever you learn in these 2 years, definitely you can score up to 35 out of 45 number of questions. 35 comes around some 120 marks. Definitely will cross 120 marks if you remember everything what we teach here. The rest depends on your practice based on you learn. That's it, students. That's why you have to practice solving problems. Many students maintain a distance between themselves and problems, thinking problems difficult. No, you just apply the concepts you have learned to arrive at an answer. There will be a physical situation, that's it. You need practice, that's all. Don't maintain distance. And one more thing, remember, if you don't want to solve problems, then you cannot expect good marks in CET NEET. Practice solving problems, expect good marks. Problem solve ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಒಂಥರ ರಿಡಿಕ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಇದು, ಹಾಸ್ಯಾಸ್ಪದ. ಹಾಗಾಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? Once you do that in 2-3 chapters, rest become very easy. It requires some patience also, patience. If you are not able to solve one problem, don't get frustrated. Come to us, we will help you. Then you will learn solving problems on your own, very easy. It's not a problem, right? So in that direction we are moving. That's why I solve in between the lessons some problems to give some confidence. If you are not able to follow, nothing to worry. You contact me, send me the questions, I'll help you. And once college reopens, I will be there to help you. I'll give a lot of problems. I'll tell you to solve there only, thereby learn. Every students solve almost at least 2 to 3 problems out of 3. Out of 5 you have to attend 3. At least 2 to 3, two problems they will solve. So that's how I train my students, right? So problem solving easy when you remember whatever you learn in physics and mathematics, very simple, and that is the point you have to remember for the preparation towards CET and NEET examination. Okay students, keep this much in mind. Parents, you have to encourage your children to practice problem solving. It doesn't come easily. They have to practice, put more effort, right? Definitely will do. So okay, we will move to the next question, that is question number 2. Okay, the second problem, today's class, 3 point charges each having charge value 5 nanocoulomb are at the vertices of an equilateral triangle having sides length 10 centimeters. Find the resultant force on any one charge. Students, how many charges are there? 3. What's the magnitude of charge? 5. Charges positive or negative? If that is not mentioned in the problem, take positive. There are 3 charges, each having charge value plus 5 nanocoulomb, situated at the vertices of a triangle. Which triangle? Equilateral triangle that we used in the last session, right? This much you have kept in your mind. We'll move on to the solution now. Okay, this is the pictorial representation of the data given. There are 3 point charges plus 5, plus 5, plus 5 situated at the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral implies all 3 sides same, and the angle at each vertex is 60 degree. 60, here 60, okay. What he wants you to find? He wants you to find force at any one corner due to the charges situated at the other 2 corners. Let me consider this. Again using this, that's not nice, that's why I'll name corner A, B and C. Students, you are finding resultant force at corner C. Why the word resultant? When do you use word resultant? When more than one force act at one point. Several forces act at a point, then we together called resultant of the system of forces. Here there will be 2 forces acting at one point. I will show now. I consider the force between Q1 and Q3 as we did yesterday. Force between Q1 and Q3. How do you find force between Q1 and Q3? Since these 2 are like charges, repel each other. To show direction of action of force, you join Q1 and Q3. Already done. That is line AC. Your distance R is AC. Okay. Since this is positive, this 2 positive, repel each other. Repulsion means if I hold this and leave this, tends to move away. How do you show? The direction away from here, extending the line AC. This is the force acting on the charge Q3. Q3. How do you represent that force? F. Force on which? 3. From 1. Force on Q3 by Q1. That's why F31. This is the... What is the value of the force? How do you find value? Value of force on 3 by 1 is found by using Coulomb's law, which is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 divided by distance. Distance generally R, but here AC. Instead of writing R, you can write AC squared. I'll write the values of the term 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q3 and AC. Can know the value F31. We will do that. Similarly, at the same time, Q2 also exerts force, but which way? Along BC. How do you show the direction BC? Extend BC, that's it, very simple, you have done it. So, how do you denote force? That is force on 3 by 2. Force on 3, Q3 by 2, that's it. This is superposition. Two forces acting at one point, that is on charge Q3 simultaneously. Superposition of force. These two together produce one effect. Instead of applying F31 this way, F32 this way simultaneously, I can apply one force in a particular direction. The direction, very simple, as we learnt in the last class, the forces will be equal. Why equal? Force value depends on charge values, distance, which is same for both the situations, F31 and F32. That's why the forces will be same. Therefore, the angle between these two will be bisect. What is the angle? If this is 60, this is also 60. This angle will be 60 degree. Okay. How do you show resultant direction? Vector addition. What is vector addition? Draw a line parallel to this from here. Here means what? Since you are very familiar with the concept vectors, this is tail of the vector, head of this is head of the vector, tail of the vector. Head of the vector, tail of the vector. Now you draw a line from head of vector F31 parallel to F32. Right? See here? Done it. Now the resultant is the diagonal of the resulting parallelogram. Let me denote that by FR. What is FR? Resultant force. That's it. What is the value of the magnitude? Magnitude, as I explained you here in my previous explanation, FR is two forces, F31 square plus F32 square plus 2 F31 F32 cos theta. What is theta? 60 degree. That's it. To do that, first of all, you should know the values of F31 and values of F32. Let me try that now. You put the values. If you put the values of the constants F31, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, yes, come on, tell me, 9 10 to the power 9. Remember this always. Again, I will write here. Yesterday also I wrote here, 1 over 4 pi epsilon 0, 9 10 to the power 9, a constant value. This value you get when you defined unit of charge as 1 coulomb. Okay. Now write the value Q1. What is Q1? Q1 is 5 nano. Nano 10 power minus 9. Q3. What is Q3? That is also 5 nano minus 9. Since both the charges positive, the product also positive. Repulsive force. As I explained in Coulomb's law in vector form, right? What is AC? AC is also 5 but centimeters. What is 1 centimeter 10 power? Minus 2 meters. That's it. Can we do the calculation a very simple way? F13 equals to, I'll show the calculation part, because for F32 also same values, same values of the terms, so final values same. Now collect the values 9, 5, 5, 5 square. 9 into 5 into 5 numerator values divided by, this is 5 squared. What is 5 square? 5 5 is 25. Now write the power separately here. Power here squared, 2 2s are 4, 10 to the power minus 4. Again you remember students, a to the power n whole to the power m. What is that? A to the power n into m. Sometimes you may think, some of you, right? This is minus 2 squared. It's not minus 2 squared. Minus 2 into 2. N into m. That's it. You know. Okay. Then the numerator, there are 3 powers of 10. 10 power plus 9, minus 9, minus 9. 1 minus 9 plus 9 cancel. The remaining 10 power minus 9 you have to write here. That's it. Okay. Okay. Now you just simplify. F13 equals to 5 is 25. Okay. The remaining value 9 10 to the power, you count the powers. Minus 9, this value comes to numerator, becomes plus 4. What is minus 9 plus 4? Minus 9 plus 4, that's it. Right? You know it. The final value F13 equals to 9 10 to the power minus 9 plus 4. What is minus 9 plus 4? Minus 5. Students, you can keep like this only, or you better make it a even number. You can make it minus 5, minus 4, minus 6, even number when you are finding square root. Here it is not necessary, because in all the three terms, r equals to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, in all the three terms, p square one term, plus q square second term, plus 2 into p into q into cos theta third term. In all the three, you will get 10 power minus 5 whole square. You can take it outside root, you get just 10 power minus 5 only. Otherwise, in general calculations which involves square root, you make power of 10 an even number, 5 odd number. You should make even. Here it is not necessary. That's it. You write Newton. As I explained you in the previous sum, you can write in vector notation also. Vector notation. How you can write F13 vector. The magnitude is 9 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. What is direction? Direction is along. You are showing direction. This is magnitude. Now I am writing direction. What is vector? Having both magnitude and direction. Along which way? Along A to C. Along AC. That's it. For numerical calculation, leave the direction. Use only the magnitude. That's it. Right? Very simple. Students, always when I do video class on problems, I am going to discuss NEET and CET also. Sometimes I may make mistakes in doing numerical simplifications. It's quite common, because we will be thinking of time. To maintain time, it's a video, we are recording video, we have to discuss more in less time. That's why don't take numerical simplification seriously. You try it once again. If there is something wrong, you inform me. I'll correct it, right? In the next video. Okay, right? Here the numerical simplification, 5 5 is 25, 25 cancels 9. You have to check it once again. You check it once again. Whatever is correct, you write. That's it, right? Okay. Now I'll come to the second one. Okay. The second part, F32. F32. What is F32? Once again, Coulomb's law, 1 over 4 pi epsilon 0, charge Q2, Q3 divided by that distance, Q2, Q3, separated by distance BC. Let me write BC square. Look at the value, students. What is the value of BC? Again 5 as AC. As AC 5. What is Q2? Q2 is 5. Q1 also 5. 5, 5, right? Q3 5. You should write 5 only. All the three values same. That's why we get, if you put the values, we get F32 same. What is that? 9 10 raised to the power minus 5 Newton. If I write in terms of vector notation, F32 vector 9 10 to the power minus 5 Newton, along which direction? S, come on, BC, along BC. Now it is a vector. But for numerical simplifications, further simplifications, just use magnitude. You are finding magnitude separately, direction separately. You keep that in mind always. You are finding what? Force. What is a force? Vector quantity having both magnitude and direction. You are finding magnitude, then I will show the direction. Okay, you have found two forces, namely F31 acting this way, F32 acting this way. When these two act together, the charge Q3 will not move this way or this way. See, Q1 pushes it like this or along this. Q2 pushes it along this. Which way the charge Q3 moves? In between. In between is not exactly. Maybe sometimes exactly along the midpoint or the bisector. Here it is bisector only. Totally in between these two, resultant exists. You are finding the value of resultant of F31 and F32 using this formula. Magnitude of resultant. Magnitude, full you write, of resultant. What is magnitude of resultant? That is FR equals to square root of F31 square, that is P square, plus F32 square, like Q square, plus 2 into F31, F32 into cos, what is the angle? 60. As I told you students, what is cos 60? Cos 60 is half, cos 60 half, that's why 2 cos 60 cancel, and F31 equals to F32, therefore the value of resultant R equals to square root of how many terms? 3, F31 square plus F32 I am writing as it is. Third one, F31, F32 both same, that's why I write F31 only, F31 2 times F31 square. How many terms? 3. Therefore FR equals to 3 times F31 square. Since it is squared, comes outside root 3 times F31. This is what you learn. Remember students, whenever you just take it as a CET trick, this is a CET neat trick. This one is, this part is neat trick. What is that neat trick? Very simple. Whenever two forces having same value, means two equal forces act at an angle of 60 degree, then the magnitude of resultant is root 3 times the individual value. Let me repeat once again. Two equal forces acting at an angle of 60 degree, resultant value has a magnitude root 3 times individual, F31 or F32, or generally P or Q, right? Like this you have to remember. Students, these are CET tricks. They are not from elsewhere. Whatever you learn in regular classes are the CET tricks. You have to remember these, apply whenever required, however required, arrive at the answer. For that you need to practice, that's it. See, just you write whatever we do 2 times, 3 times, just till you become familiar, that's it. Still if you have any doubts, you contact us, that's it. Learning problem is easy. Only thing is you have to put effort, required effort. Simply it doesn't come. Okay, FR is root 3 times F31. Okay, continue. Now, the value of FR equals to root 3 times. What's the value F31? We have found already. F31 or F32, I have to write F31, not F13, it is F31. F31, sometimes some mistakes like this. We have to correct. F31, force on 3 by 1, F32. Okay, what is F31? F31 is 9 10 raised to the power 5, that's it, 9 10 to the power 5. We can write the answer like this, keep as it is, or else you multiply root 3, 1.732 times 9, you can do it, no problem. Now, this first part, we have found magnitude. Next, you have to find direction. We have found magnitude, next direction. What is the direction of the resultant? For that, you have to consider angle between first force F31 and the resultant alpha. What is tan alpha? We all know. Last year we learned this. Tan alpha equals to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. I solve for alpha. What is alpha? Tan inverse Q sin theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. As I explained yesterday, very similar problem I explained yesterday. Just go through that part of calculation. But here we get the value of alpha 30 degree. How 30 degree? This is 30 degree. How 30 degree can you guess? Yes. Since these two forces are equal, the resultant bisects the angle. What is total angle? 60. Bisect means divides half. Half ag divide ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕಡೆಗೆ 30, ಈ ಕಡೆಗೆ 30. 30 this side, 30 this side. Total value 60 is split into two values. Resultant divides the value equally when forces same. If this force more, resultant will be more towards this. Or this force more will be more towards this. Both are equal, will be bisecting exactly at the middle. Middle means 30 degree. That's it. That's it. So, what is force? What is final answer? How do you represent your final answer? Let me write final answer removing this, right? Final answer is resultant force on charge Q3 is Fr is root 3 times 9 10 to the power minus 5 Newton at an angle of 30 degree. If I write WRT, read it with respect to either of the forces F31 or F32. F31 or F32. If I write this, how do you read? Vector F31 or vector F32. How do you think? With respect to the direction of F31 or direction of F32 at an angle 30 degree, resultant is acting. Very simple, students. Very easy. Just go through the calculation part once again. Follow my instructions. Observe once, twice, thrice till you become familiar. Then solve on your own. Unless you give this much of time for problem solving, you cannot learn. You have to. What is the benefit? As I told you, if you give this much of time on problems, you become very familiar with the physics concepts, and also you will prepare for CET NEET very well, right? Okay, students, in the problem 2, I have used instead of 10 centimeter, 5 centimeters, 5. Why? I want you to do the same problem using 10 centimeter, right? I have used 5 centimeter separation. Use 10, repeat the same thing, you will get numerical value different, procedure remains the same. Now I will move on as a practice to the next problem, that is problem 3, Q3. Then I have some problems as homework. I will try them at home. We will come to this homework part later on. Now let me read the third problem. The point charges plus 10, minus 15 and plus 10 are placed at the vertices A, B and C respectively. Find the resultant force on charge minus 15 nanocoulomb. How many charges? 3. Which are they? Plus 10, minus 15, plus 10. Where are they? At the vertices of a again equilateral triangle. Should we use always equilateral? No. You can use triangle of any shape. Okay. In the sense right angle, acute, obtuse, like that. But relevant relations have to be used, like cosine rule, sine rule, something like that we will be using later on. I am solving the problems using equilateral, very easy to follow initially. That's why I am chosen equilateral. What is the separation? Take separation side length that is missing here in this problem. Side length. Take any value, 10 centimeters, that's it. Side length 10 centimeters. I am using 10 centimeters here, side length. Okay. Now let us collect data. How many charges? 3. Which are they? Plus 10, minus 15, plus 10. Side length 10 centimeters. That's it. Okay. Now we will move on to the solution. Okay. I have represented data given in the problem in this triangle. 3 vertices, equal sides, 10, 10, 10. So it's an equilateral triangle. The angle at each vertex 60 degree. This is also 60 degree. Now we have to find the force at corner B, A, B, C. Charge at A plus 10, charge at B minus 15, charge at C plus 10. That's what he says in the problem. You have to find resultant force on minus 15 nanocoulomb. Means if you hold these two, release this. Because of the attraction by these two, this starts moving with a force in a given direction. We have to find both value of force and its direction. That's what we mean by finding resultant using principle of superposition. Again, what is superposition? Overlapping of what? Forces. Force by Q1, force by Q3, on charge Q2. That's it. Let's write. Very simple. We are repeating the procedure. First you consider this charge, ignore this. Done. Q1 plus 10 attracts minus 15. How do you show attraction? Along this line AB, right arrow, there is a value and direction of force. What is that force? Let me write force F. Come on, guess. Yes, F2 1. Why F2 1? Force on Q2 by Q1. That's it. Meanwhile, at the same time, this also exerts force. Which way? Along this line BC. Along BC. Not CB. Not AB. Along BA. Along BC. Why? Attraction. Attraction is towards that charge. Repulsion away from the charge. Attraction towards the charge. I have been explaining this. Be careful. Now, if you ignore this, consider this. This attracts this. Attraction shown towards that charge. Students, I am telling you one more point. What is that? Look at the lengths. These two lengths same, right? Why I am writing same length? As you learnt in last year's vectors chapter, you write an arrow to a certain length to show its magnitude. I am showing two same length or equal length arrows implies forces must be same. These arrows represent forces. They must be same. That's it. How do you denote this force? Come on, as force on Q2 2 by Q3 3. There are two forces, F21, F23. How do you find resultant? Again the application of parallelogram effect addition. Construct a parallelogram drawing sides parallel to this and this from the head, tail. You have learnt vectors very well. I am continuing from there, but I am repeating some aspects of vectors thinking that you have forgotten. Okay, this is the fourth corner. Now you draw straight line here, that is diagonal, denote by FR. That's it. Done. In the same problem, if you find resultant force here, then how do you draw? That's interesting. I'll show that. You try one more problem like that. I'll give homework. Now, see, if the question is like this, same three charges, plus 10, minus 15, plus 10. You find resultant force here. How do you do? Very simple. These two repel each other. How do you show repulsion? Holding this, leave this, moves away. This is the resultant force like this. You may write force on 3 by 1. What about this? This attracts. Q2 attracts. You show attraction like this, right? That is F, force on 3 by 2. That's it. Students, value remains the same. Value, whatever you find value here, force on this will be equal to force on this. Action, reaction. Third law, for every action, there will be equal reaction. Force on this, if action, force on this, reaction, that's it, equals. But direction, see, now this angle is obtuse. Obtuse means more than 90 degree. Alva. This is acute 30. See the directions. Value remains the same, but resultant, how do you find resultant? Draw a parallel line to this. Draw a parallel line here to this. Now, this is the diagonal called resultant. That's it. Okay. But calculation remains the same. Construction, little bit change you observe, right? That's it. You can easily follow. Means whether it is as like this, if small changes made in the problem, you can definitely solve. If you solve 10 problems, 11th one can be easily solved. That's why you have to practice. That's it. No other way. You practice problems in mathematics, right? Practice problems in physics, that's it. Okay, write the values. What are values of this constant? 1 over 4 pi epsilon 0, 9, 10 to the power 9. The value of Q1, what is Q1? Plus 10 nano, 10 power minus 9. What is Q2? Q2 is minus 15, very good. Minus 15, 10 to the power minus 9. Divided by, what's AB? AB is 10 centimeters, 10 to the power minus 2. As it is in centimeters, you will write in meters. Minus 2. Simplification very easy. First you collect the numerical values. 9 into 10 into minus, I write minus here, minus 15 whole over, what is 10 square? 10 square is 100. 100. 10 to the power minus 4. What is the numerator power? Numerator plus 9 minus 9 cancels. You are left with just minus 9. Okay. You can remove these two zeros. Two zeros minus 2 you are left with. Right. You can do all this calculation. You can easily follow. Now you just add this 10. 10 power 1. 10 power minus 9. So you are left with only 15 nines. What is 15 nines? 15 nines are 135, right? 135, am I right? Okay. Into 10 to the power, what is minus 9 plus 1? Minus 8 whole over 10 to the power minus 2. Look at this calculation part. 2 zeros gone. What is this? 100. 100 is 10 power plus 2. 100 is 10 power plus 2. Plus 2 minus 4, minus 2. Minus 2 have written. And the final value I write here, the force on 2 by 1 is minus 135. Minus 135 into 10 to the power, this comes to numerator, minus 8 plus 2. Why plus 2? Comes to numerator, becomes plus 2. And the final value, F3 to minus 135. 10 to the power minus 6. Minus 6 is the value. Now, the sign negative. Negative implies what? Attractive. When you are finding the value of resultant, you leave this sign. What is this? The value is F3 to 135, 10 to the power minus 6 along which way? You have to show direction by using B and A. You are looking from A to B, but force is from B to A. That's why negative. Along BA. For numerical calculations, use just 135. Remember this, very important. 135 10 power minus 6. Students, don't use minus sign. Minus sign implies what? Direction. Direction already shown here. Direction is not from A to B, as you see from here, but it is from B to A. That's minus. Value 135 10 power minus 6. Now, similarly, you find the second force. What is the second force? Second force, F on 2 by 3. F on 2 by 3. What is Coulomb's law? 1 over 4 pi epsilon 0. Q1, Q2, Q3 divided by that distance. What is that distance? That is BC squared. Now just you think a while. What is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0? 9 10 to the power 9. What is the value of Q2? Same. That is 10 minus 15 10 power minus 9. What is Q3? That is also 10. What is BC? That is also 10 centimeter 10 power minus 2 meters. That's it. All values same. Therefore, we get the value of F3. Once you substitute, do the same calculation, get 135 only. This value, 135, 10 to the power minus 6. 135, 10 to the power minus 6. Along which way? Direction is slightly different. This is along BA, this is along BC. When you are using the value, just use 135 10 power minus 6. Don't use negative sign. That's it. What is the resultant? Very simple. Resultant part same. I am repeating now. What is the resultant formula? Come on, tell me. Yes, you have to be repeating. Looking at the video. What is that? Resultant R equals to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. In the explanation, what is P? F21, what is Q? F23. Write the values. Resultant R equals to, R means FR here. What is FR value? P. You take P, F21 squared plus F23 squared plus 2 times F21, F23 into cos 60. Again cos 60. I am using cos 60 only. If you are getting cos 90 for right angle triangle, cos 90, 0. We will use 0, that's it. Cos 190, minus 1. Cos 120, minus 1 by 2. cos 30 root 3 by 2, like that the values we will use. Since 2 cancels with cos 60, why? Because cos 60 is 1 by 2, 2 cancels. And f21 is equal to f23. That's why, what is your fr? Fr equals root of, again same story, no change, f21 square, f21 square again. Why? Because f23 is f21 plus f21 square. You have 3 terms, they are 3 times f21 square. So what is final value? Final value is root 3 times, as it is squared, comes outside root, becomes f21. So what is the value of resultant? Resultant is root 3 times 135 10 to the power minus 6 Newton. Resultant force is same, 10 power minus 6. I have shown one type of problem. If there is some change made in terms of the structure, I am using equilateral triangle, right angle triangle, obtuse, like that. If you change, you have to change the approach depending on the situation. That's it. The procedure remains the same. Apply Coulomb's law, principle of superposition, resultant formula. You have found the magnitude of resultant. You can write root 3, 1.732 and find the numerical value. That's enough. But what about direction? Direction we will find. Okay students, as usual, after finding magnitude, we have to find direction also. Direction formula, alpha equals to tan inverse q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. Last year's vector concepts relation. Here your p, which is your p? This is p and this is q. And the alpha is angle between f21, that is p, and the resultant alpha. If I take this alpha, this is beta. That also can be done. Now I will explain you that also. So what is alpha? Angle between this and this. What is beta? Angle between this and this. If we add, what you should get? 60. Therefore, what is the value of beta? Beta equals to 60 minus alpha. This way also you can think and find the value of beta. If there is a question, find angle between the two forces and the resultant. You can do this. First you find alpha using that, then find beta using this. You apply and solve, but you need not again, because as the two forces are same, charges same, distance same, that's why forces same, the resultant bisects the angle. Bisecting means what? Splits the angle equally. Total angle 60, this way 30, this way 30. Like that, the angle is bisect. Very simple, right? Otherwise, if the value is different, use that formula. Instead of q, you will write f23. Instead of p, you write f21 here. And write angle theta. Find the value alpha. We have done similar problems last year in detail. In the regular college classes, we will do it again. We take several numerical sums like this. I'll give here only in the classroom. I ask you to solve. There are any doubts, come to me, I'll help you. Like that, it will be there in regular classes. But here in video classes, this much we can. This is the maximum. I have gone to the maximum extent to explain you. Your responsibility is watch the video again and again thoroughly. Just you reproduce what is there. 2-3 times if you do one problem, rest will do on your own. See, again you remember this point. Unless you learn practice or learn problem solving, your performance in CET need very minimum. Take it from me, right? Now I'll give some 3 homework problems. Try them at home. All of you must solve and send to my mobile number. I have given you mobile number. You do this homework sums and send them to my mobile number. I'll check. If you don't solve, I'll call you back, right? Okay. Okay students, try these 2 sums at home based on my explanations. You must solve this and send to me. I'll verify. First question is, point charges 10 nanocoulomb plus 20 nanocoulomb and plus 10 nanocoulomb are placed at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of sides 5 centimeters. Find the resultant force on 20 nanocoulomb. The charges are, you take this Q1, this Q2 and this Q3, and the separation between each charge, separation between any two charges 5 centimeters. Find resultant, same. This is also an equilateral triangle. First you practice equilateral, then we will move on to some others. I will give you some ideas. Second one, point charges 20 nano, minus 20 nano are placed at the vertices A and B of an equilateral triangle of sides 4 centimeters. Look here, the side length 4 here, I have changed side length. The resultant force on another charge at the vertex C, another charge, what is the value? 10 nano. Here charges are Q1 20, Q2 minus 20. Here you have not written sign, then what do? You will write plus, that's it. If sign is not mentioned, take it positive. And here also positive. These two repel each other, these two attract each other. You show direction towards minus 20, so force on minus plus 10 towards minus 20. Whereas force on plus 10 is away from plus 20, away. Both are same sign, away. Opposite sign, towards. That is the logic you have to remember. Rest remains the same. Try these problems. Before you try this, again and again observe the videos of last 3 problems. Last 2 videos 8 and video 9. Then you try these 2. Definitely you will practice. You keep practicing. Remember students, going to discuss more than 500 problems. You remember all of them. Definitely your performance in CET NEET will be very, very good. Take it from me. I am stressing this again and again. Very, very important. Many parents, students don't know this. Don't listen to other things. People say different things. Go there, read that book, this book. No, nothing. You remember whatever we teach regarding problems, and next I will take a NEET topic, right? Remember whatever I discuss here, definitely your performance will be very good in NEET examination. Thank you.